November 12th is birthday to many well-known people. Women's rights activist Elizabeth Cady Stanton, actresses Grace Kelly and Anne Hathaway, athletes Tanya Harding and Sammy Sosa, and perhaps less known speech student Katlyn Davis. While November 12th was no doubt the most important day in my parents' lives, the world was more preoccupied with other events occurring. One of the world's favorite mysteries is that of the Loch Ness Monster. When I think of Nessie, I think of the famous black and white surgeon's photograph, which we know was later determined to be a hoax. But even before that, British professor and politician Hugh Gray was known to take the first photograph of the sea monster on November 12, 1933. The publication of his picture sparked a national and international interest in the monster, so much so that the Secretary of State for Scotland ordered the police to guard the loch to prevent any attacks on the monster. In 1954, Ellis Island, the U.S. Immigration Processing Center in New York, closed its doors after its 62 years running. During its operation, Ellis Island admitted an estimated 15 million immigrants, in which only 2% were turned away. Upon arrival to Ellis Island, the immigrants were checked for signs of disease, and they had to prove their eligibility to be able to earn a new life for themselves. Those that were admitted collected their things and they moved on to the streets of New York. Those that were sent home often had to leave their families and were separated from those and had to return to their respective countries. The only records that were kept of people to enter Ellis Island were those of passenger logs. No actual records were kept at Ellis Island. The original building on Ellis Island burned down in 1897, and the building that stands today was rebuilt in 1900. Ellis Island served as the Coast Guard station and detention center during World War II and housed enemy aliens. 2 years later, on November 12, 1956, the largest iceberg in history was found. It was spotted in the Ross Sea off the coast of Antarctica. The iceberg was 60 miles wide by 208 miles long, which is roughly the size of Belgium. The iceberg was discovered by a crew on the USS Glacier, which is a U.S. Navy icebreaker, a ship that goes out and breaks up large icebergs to prevent from crashing into other icebergs. On November 12, 2005, satellite images of the iceberg B-15, the world's largest iceberg at the time, came in, and it showed the breakup of that iceberg. Many more exciting events happened on my birthday. In 1918, Austria became a republic during World War II. The first balloon crossing of the Pacific was completed on November 12, 1981. And while thousands of viewers watched the birth of Nikki and Alex on the 100th episode of Full House, I came rather quietly into this world. Thank you.